Afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We're at 789 West Main Street here in Hillsboro. We're going to attempt to go or gain access to the line here to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line through the 2-inch vents on the back of the house here. There are 2 of them. This is probably the straightest running of them all. This is just getting down to about the tightest size you even want to mess around with putting a camera through. If we start hitting any hard or anything like that, we're going to be kind of out of luck here, unfortunately. Hey, Stan? Stanley? Will you do me a favor? Alright, we're going to do a quick toilet flush. The toilet I'm directly over, as long as I see water shooting through that. There we go, cool. Alright, we're going to zero here. Off we go. This configuration right here is what I'm the most worried about. It's the way the line dives in the crawl space. Alright, we do have some standing water. We'll see how this drains out though. I've got 2 or 3 fixtures running right now, which can exaggerate pretty minor standing water into what looks quite significant. So in fact, that might be the clean out right here. All right, just crank the water up here. We'll see if we get lucky and have a clean out. We may not see it till we come back in, but typically speaking, your clean out access is going to be immediately outside the back of the house. And this line shoots right out the back and starts cutting underneath that concrete patio. So if the clean out's there, it's gonzo. We just transitioned to cast iron. And also, on top of everything else, I'm going to probably have to do some reviewing of this video at home in better lighting. There is just a ton of sun out right now, and it's hard to get your eyes to adjust. Getting into another spot here with some standing water, which is a more concerning thing in older pipe materials. Standing water on its own in plastic pipe, for instance. Plastic has very smooth pipe walls. And this is coming from a guy who's done 25,000 sewer scopes at this point. Those smooth pipe walls really help to mitigate buildup, even when there is standing water in the mix. Standing water combined with rough pipe materials, though, that coupling effect of water slowing things down and rough pipe materials snagging that slow-moving debris is not my favorite combination. Hard to say right now. It's possible we had debris in front of the camera. It almost feels like I'm bumping into a bundle of toilet paper or something as we go here. And it doesn't take very much up ahead of the camera to create the illusion of a belly. But without a secondary access point, I've got, I think, every fixture in the house running right now. I'm not entirely sure we're going to make it all the way to the street if this does a full wraparound to go out front. base of this drop here is probably what's going to do us in. Let's see if we keep going or not. Oop, that usually means we made it to the right of way. We just transitioned there. It looks like the 6-inch concrete. It is a small miracle we're still moving along. Usually when we hit those back-to-back turns like that on a dive that far away from the home, that usually stops the camera up. I'm pretty pleased. We've got something hanging from the top of the pipe right here. It could just be a big bunch of cobwebs, honestly. Oh, look at that. We made it. I am pleased that we made it that far. I'm stoked. I would have bet you $100 we were going to stop up. All right, we're going to go locate really quick here, figure out where the line just went. And then we'll get a better view as we come back in. Again, I'm probably going to have to do some reviewing of this video at home, unfortunately. So there may be some stuff that I talk about on the report I don't mention on video here today. Alrighty-roo. Located the camera head successfully. It's like quite a deep sewer line. So as you face this house or the street, that's how I try to describe everything. The line exits out the back of the house, goes pretty much straight out the back where the master bedroom toilet is at. Out the back of the home there, hangs a left-hand turn, wraps around the side of the house, the left side of the home, and then starts running up the that driveway. I don't know if that's a shared driveway, if there's an easement for the line. I can't figure out whose driveway that actually is there. So I did put a marking down, and I'll do another one for reference. And you are going to see a little bit of water running through the line here. The length of the line is and the turns, I've got to keep a little bit of the pipe lubed up. In fact, what I'll do is I'm going to come back to where that... Yeah, see, right, the hard part right now is that there's a little bit of gunk on my screen. There's really not a lot I can do about it. We're so far out there, I can't jiggle the camera around to clean the camera up. But where that thing was kind of hanging from the top of the pipe, I'll do a quick locate there just to and so we're back into the cast iron now. So whatever that was, that may have been a cobweb. I'll have to go back and review the video. Because it look, I'm not obviously seeing it at this point. All right, so if you go and stand in the street, look up that left side driveway. It kind of looks like a shared driveway between this house and the one to the left. Just adjacent to one of those water meter covers there, you'll see a green arrow. That's, again, that's not a repair marking, that's just a reference mark. My assumption that's part of the property, I just don't know. So that's there in the event you ever had to have someone check that out for making sure it's within the property line or whatnot. I'm pretty stoked they ran cast iron out to that point. That's a very rare thing for this era. Cast iron, if you're going to have old pipe products, cast iron is the stuff you want to have. It generally lasts for considerably longer than concrete pipe does, especially the pipe joints. It is infinitely less prone to settling issues, the joints wearing out, and especially roots getting in. In fact, if I had my way, all pipe would honestly still be made of cast iron or some kind of ductile iron with plastic liner inside of it. It is just very rigid. It resists settling quite nicely. Had this been regular concrete 5 feet outside the foundation like most homes this era, we would likely be looking at some problems almost end to end. The plus side is with getting your concrete all the way up there by the right-of-way area, is that by that point you're getting past a lot of foliage, trees, things like that. So I can tell it looks like you've got a little bit of standing water there, but I still have water running right now, about a pencil width worth. So if you subtract that from the equation, you have essentially nothing there. So now that we're getting back in here, we have essentially zero standing water or anything of anything worth even talking about in the cast iron, if any at all. So I'm going to kill the water here, let this thing drain off completely, just so we can get a little better look at the belly that we've got. Immediately drop it into the line here. But it looks like even with water running there, that water line was under the camera lens. So the belly dissipates off here right around 9 feet. And whoever installed that older pipe, I would like to shake their hand. Expertly installed sewer line. It is a very rare thing to see a line this length. These wraparound sewer lines, the reason this is doing the configuration it does is it used to be on septic or cesspool. Because of how expensive it is to reverse plumbing, people opt to just keep the line going out the back and wrap it around the house. You often end up with a line that's about 2 to 3 times the length of your average line because of it, and it makes it harder to grade the line. You've got a lot less depth to play with. So whoever did this install back then, I mean, you can see the only settled pipe in the line here is the newer stuff, which is kind of comical when you think about it. Not the, you know, stuff that's been in the ground for 70 years. So my camera right now is a little bit upside down. In fact, it's completely upside down. So all drained out here, you have over 1 inch of standing water in the line. So at this point here, this is where I start recommending repairs. Once you've got 1 inch of water, that's basically static with no water running at all, for a minimum of 5 feet, that's where I start recommending repairs. And generally speaking, I only do that when the belly is up close to the house like this is. If that same belly were 80 feet out from the home, I wouldn't even consider it. But close in proximity like this, if you do block up, you have very little chance to build head pressure to knock that blockage loose. The plus side, if for some reason this does not get repaired, it's at least in plastic pipe, which certainly helps things along. But this is about the one circumstance where I do recommend repairs on bellies when they're up close to the home. Alrighty, so I'm taking pictures of this, so I'm not painting the heck out of the stuff back here in the event that for some reason this doesn't get repaired. You don't have paint all over the place. 2 foot 4 inches deep there. You'll see in my picture where the green paint can is, and then my locate wand's behind it. That's kind of the approximate direction that things are running, but where that green paint can is where the belly stops. It would appear here, yeah, the belly starts underneath the home. So anyway, this is one of those that will likely require interior plumbing work too. All right, now I was able to actually get a perfect configuration, or close to it anyway, of the shape of the line here as it comes out of the house. Between my paint can, my locate wand, and my big probe screwdriver, I took a picture. You can see the configuration of the line there. You're about 2.5 feet deep. The belly there does appear to start inside the home, right very near the foundation wall. Once I start getting close to a foundation wall like that, I can't locate accurately. But it started there right around, I'll go back and review the video, but it was something like 3.5, 4 feet out to about 9.5 feet. So it looks like probably 1.5 feet or so that is interior. When it comes to fixing bellies, unfortunately, you have to fix all of it, not just part of it. So that will require a little interior dealing with. Anyway, if repairs get done on that, I recommend a rescope to check the work. Very important to do that. And you want to do that after the trench is closed. But you want it before you re-pour concrete. That way you can check for settling problems before you go and permanently seal the thing off. Otherwise, the rest of the line here, I may notice some things, you know, some more of the technical realm reviewing the line, but everything beyond that belly there has great flow. You know, I may see some things, let's say I see a tiny root in the line or something like that. Well, I may recommend a fix on it. None of that stuff beyond the belly is affecting flow at this point in time. But just watch for the report. There may be some stuff on there I'm not mentioning here today.